You're right there, 6 Plus Save here, out in the garage over another terrain video to get more terrain on your boards for your upcoming games going forward. So this is the other half to the LGT terrain set that I reviewed a little while ago. Link in the description down below, cards, go and have a watch. It's really great value for having some lovely modern / sci-fi terrain on the board for your big 4x6 boards, so on and so forth. But anyway, this video here is going to allow you to move forward in actually, after building it, getting it onto the actual board in a nice professional way. You're not going to get any awards for it, but your friends and your opponents are going to love you for actually getting this on the board in a nice, effective way, so you can build those narrative games that I know we're all actually after, whether you're a competitive player or not. You want the theatre of battle in your mind and on the board looking just amazing for what it is. As you can gather by the size of this terrain, I am not going to be able to record it on my bench that I normally do records on because of the size of it. But what I'm going to do is each step I'm then going to come back, do a recap of what I've done. If I can show you what I've done, I'll do that just to get them on the board. But anyway, I'll catch you in a minute after the first step. You're right, so back here after the first stage of the painting. As you can see, it's really quite simple. I basically sprayed these black, but I sprayed them very thoroughly black all the way through. Hopefully you can see it in the video. Every nook and cranny, I've got a solid coat. I went over twice with the black primer. Doesn't matter what spray you're using, just make sure it is a matte black primer. Okay, so as you can see, hopefully it's picking it up. Every nook and cranny underneath as well. I've done it as well. As you can see there, all the way through. Back here as well. Okay, so that's gone through all the way through, keeping it nice and tidy. Let's come back. So basically, that is the most important stage. Alright, because when you're handling this terrain for wargaming, you're going to be handling it. Your models are going to be handling it, inverted commas. Your opponent's going to be handling it, so on and so forth. So the prime coat needs to stick well to stop all your subsequent layers afterwards coming off. Okay, so we'll come back in a moment with the next stage afterwards. As I said, this is going to be quick and easy to get these on the board. Alright, so you can see here we've gone over with a grey spray, doing a very strong grey zenithal highlight, which basically means you go from, say, a 45-degree angle, 45 to near enough parallel, to keep the black in the very recesses. Okay, and that's all it's doing, is now starting to build up the foundation of that grey for the rubble and the concrete. Then keeping the black right in the recesses underneath the platforms there, in the recesses of, say, the window frames, and so on and so forth. So it just keeps it nice and straightforward, that basically going forward you've got that perfect little grey, or I say not little, but the medium grey, fairly light, to go on with the next steps. So basically I'll catch you in a minute when we go over the next stage. Alright, so as you can see, we're back. We've done another zenithal highlight, but this one here is directly from above. So you're basically catching the very top of these bits of terrain. So you can see, saying this one here, really catches the top, and you're leaving all the grey out on these flat areas. But then right from the very top is more of a pure white. See there, grey? Right on the edge, the white is being caught. Here's a really prominent one. White, 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 white. Then you have the greys and the blacks. All nice and easy. for you to do. And basically at this stage, they're perfectly playable. You've got all the detail and all your base colours there, but the next stage is sorting out all the metallics. So catch me in a bit. Alright, so we've done all the metallics now, so that's the doors, any rebar, just a nice solid metal, steel, iron colour all the way through. As you can tell, I haven't done it the neatest because you don't need to do it the neatest, because the next couple steps is going to work in our favour to just make it all blend together, all look like rubble. Okay? So, as you can see, I've done all the little bits of rebar that jut out from the levels, from the sides, the doors, just to keep it all nice and level, okay? So it's nice and easy. We've only got a couple more steps to do, and then you've got some really simple but lovely terrain to use in your future games. Catch you in a minute. Alright, we're back with the longest stage to actually paint these up, and that's giving them a heavy weathering, because this is a battlefield. They're ruined, they've been hit by shrapnel, explosives, whatever you want to call it, they've been hit by it. So as you can see here, I've gone along, and what I've used is my homemade black wash. You can use any black acrylic washes if you wish. I've basically lagged them in it in a good layer over each side, and then I've used a lot of tissue to basically dab the surface excess off to give it that mottled look, but then it keeps all the wash into the recesses. Okay, see here, all into the recesses, and then same here. You can see it on the top, get into the recesses near the actual walls. Oh, there you go. Mottled, weathered look all the way along and all in there. So what you can do, you can leave them here, as I say. Each stage is up to you, but we're going to do one final stage to basically blend it all together, and that is give them a good all over dry brush with an off-white colour. And all you're going to do is be catching the very edges, but I'll show you in a moment. You're right there, we've completed the final stage, which was the dry brush of the light bone, light stone, off-white colour all over the very top edges of the terrain. So it just gives it that dusty, more realistic look, and it kind of binds all the different colours and all the weather washes together. As you can see, it's just from a top to bottom motion, no side to side or anything like that, because you don't need to do that. It's just top to bottom, bring your brush out, top to bottom, bring your brush out, and that is it. So in conclusion, hope you've really enjoyed this video. It was fun to produce it and get this terrain ready for on the board. I am really quite pleased with how it all came out. I hope you all have as well. And if it's helped you with getting your terrain on the board, whether that's MDF, plastic, resin, whatever it is, let me know down below. And if you're enjoying the content and you're new to the channel and you haven't already subscribed, hit that bell and subscribe button down below. There's plenty more content on the way. But any feedback is very much appreciated. Any future products you'd like to see, let me know. But anyway, I'll let you enjoy the rest of your day. You'll take care of yourself.